All right, hey guys, welcome back to the video. We're getting ready to do the tutorial for the Ruffle hat half edition. I'm not for sure exactly what name I'm gonna call it, but it's where the ruffles is not all the way around. A lot of you guys has requests for me to make a tutorial, and the hats that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, I'm gonna pop in some pictures. I did use homespun yarn. Now you don't have to use homespun yarn. You can go ahead and use your acrylic yarn. But in this tutorial and the hats that you guys see, I did use homespun yarn. So if you have that, go ahead and grab your crochet hook. I'm using a 5.5 crochet hook or the letter I. Grab you a pair of scissors. You're going to need 2 stitch markers, whichever ones you have available, and a tapestry needle to sew in our loose ends. So if you have all your supplies together, let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. You're going to start with the tutorial with a slip knot. Now I take the yarn and wrap it around 2 fingers, just like you see I'm doing here. I go through my 2 fingers and grab that strand, and I pull just like this. And this is how I make my slip knot. And just pull it and it'll come together. Now we're going to start off with a chain of 6. So chain up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into your first chain, go ahead and join your yarn. So I'm going to go into the first chain that I did. Let me see me not look into the camera and just grab it. So I'm just going to go into the first chain and I'm going to do a slip stitch to join. Just like that to make our ring. I'm going to hold this strand right here and crochet right over it. But let's get started with chaining up 3. 1, 2, and 3. Inside that ring, I want you to put 11 double crochets directly into that ring. So that is number 2. You wrap your yarn around the hook, insert your hook into the ring, grab some yarn. You got 3 hoops on your chain. Go through 2 and go through 2. Go ahead and make a total of 11 double crochets into the ring. All right, guys, so once you have your 11 double crochets in there, your chain 3 is counted as your first double crochet, so we should have a total of 12 double crochets. Go ahead and join on top of the chain 3. We're going to slip stitch to join. All right, and that little ring down here, you can just pull that strand to tighten it up so the hole doesn't have to be so big. Go ahead and chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. Looks like my lighting changed, but I'll get that together. Now I want you to go right back into that chain 3 and put another double crochet. All right, so that makes us have 2 double crochets into the same stitch. I want you to go ahead to the next stitch and put 2 double crochets into the same stitch. 1 and 2. And I want you to repeat that all the way around, going to each stitch and putting 2 double crochets into that stitch. Once you get done, you should have a total of 24 double crochets. So repeat that, putting 2 double crochets into each stitch around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. All right, guys, so I made it back. You should have a total of 24 double crochets. Go directly on top of your chain 3 and make sure you just count it. I know it by heart, but you can definitely count up your chain 3. And we're going to do like we always do. We're going to do a slip stitch to join. Once you have joined your work, let's go ahead and chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to begin the increase. So I chain up 3. My next stitch, I'm going to put 2 double crochets into the same stitch. That's 1 double crochet in there. And then I'm going to go right back into there and put another double crochet. And I'm going to alternate this. I'm going to do a 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And then in the second stitch, I'm going to do 2 double crochets. Now, if you never use homespun yarn, and if you feel like the stitches are too hard to find, first do this in acrylic yarn, just regular yarn, till you get the hang of it. But the homespun yarn just makes it look so much prettier. Okay, so repeat that all the way around. In the first stitch, we're going to put 1 double crochet, and then the next stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. All right, guys, I made it all the way around, and you should end with 2 double crochets. Go directly on top of your chain 3, and go ahead and do a slip stitch to join. Chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And in the next stitch, we're going to put 1 double crochet in there, just like you're seeing me here. And in the third stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets into the same stitch, and we're going to repeat this all the way around. Again, we are on our increase rows. So I'm going to put 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and I'm putting 1 double crochet into the second stitch, and then I'm going to put 2 double crochets together in the same stitch in the third one. So repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets into the same stitch. All right, you guys, so I made it all the way back around. I ended with my 2 double crochets. You should always end with 2 double crochets. I'm going to go ahead and do a slip stitch to join on top of the chain 3. And now we're going to count up 3, chain 1, 2, and 3. And then in the next 2 stitches, we're just going to put 1 double crochet into that stitch, and then put 1 double crochet into the third stitch. This is still in the increase. Let me just straighten myself out a little bit and move this to the back so I don't confuse anyone. So that's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets, and then in the fourth stitch, I'm going to put 2 double crochets into the same stitch. And we're going to repeat that all the way around, where we're going to just, again, put 1 double crochets into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3 into the next 3 stitches. And then in the fourth stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So that's 1 double crochet. I'm going to go right back into that same stitch and do another double crochet. Repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. All right, you guys, so I have made it back to the beginning, and I'm just going to go on top of the chain 3 and do a slip stitch to join. And this is going to be our last row of increase. Now, if this side is sufficient for the crown of your head, please stop here. But I'm going to go 1 more row. So we're going to do what we did previously. I'm going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And to the next 3 stitches, I'm going to put 1 double crochet. So in the next 3 stitches, put 1 double crochet. So that's 1 double crochet, another double crochet, and 1 more double crochet. So that chain 3 is counted as our first double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in the 5th stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets into the same stitch. And we're going to repeat this all the way around, where we put 1 double crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in our 5th stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets into the same stitch as we done on the previous row. So go ahead and repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. All right, guys, so I am back. If you guys hear any noise in the background, it's very windy here today in Chicago. It's overcast, very gray, so my lighting probably not perfect, but I'll try to adjust it when I edit this video. All right, so I went on and complete this round, so I'm just going to go on top of chain 3 and do a slip stitch to join. That concludes our top or crown of our hat. Now we just getting ready to do 6 rows of double crocheting all the way around, okay? So I want you to go ahead and start by chaining up 3, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to put a stitch marker right here. that lets me know that this is where I started with just doing 1 double crochet into each stitch around. And once you do that, I want you to do a total of 6 rows. Every time you get back to your beginning, do what we did on the previous row, and just do chain up 3 and then go around and around for a total of 6 rows. So we are done with the increase. We no longer have the increase. We just bringing the head down. Go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. Go 6 rounds of just double crochets in each stitch. I'll see you back at the beginning. All right, guys, so I am back, and I did a total of 6 rounds of 6 rows of just 1 double crochet into each row. So now that I finished that, we're going to do front post, back post for the next 2 rows. So I want you to go ahead and chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the next stitch, I want you to do your double crochet, but I want you to do a front post. And so this is how we do the front post. If you like a slower version, please check out my playlist. And then the next stitch is going to be a back post, where I wrap the yarn and then I go through the back way of that double crochet. And I do it just like this and finish off my double crochet. Let's try that again. Front post, wrap the yarn around your hook, bring the hook between your bottom double crochet, and now you're going to go ahead and complete your double crochet. That was my front post. My back post, I'm going to wrap the yarn and then I'll bring the yarn through the other way, just like you're seeing me here. And like I said, for a slower version, please check out my playlist. So on this row here, go ahead and complete a front post, back post all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. All right, you guys, so I made it back to the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch to join, and then I'm going to do 1 more row. So that was my first row. I'm going to chain up 3, and I'm going to do 1 more time of front post and back post. So go ahead and do your front post and back post for 1 more round, for a total of 2 rows of front post and back post. I will leave the link down below if you need help with doing front post and back post. Once you get the hang of it, it's really easy to do, but I'll leave that link so in case you need any additional help. So go ahead and repeat that, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. All right, guys, so I made it back to the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and do a slip stitch to join. Now you can try your head at this point to see how it fits you. If the head is too big for you, remember, do not put as many increases. And then the final row, I want you to do a single crochet all the way around your work, and that's just going to tighten up the forehead or the base of your head. I'm lost for words. So okay, I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to put a stitch marker right here just to remind myself where I put the chain 1 at. And now I'm just going to do a single crochet all the way around because I need to bring my head in a little bit more. So go ahead and do a single crochet. And the way you do a single crochet, I'm just going to insert my hook, grab the yarn. I got 2 on my hoop, and then go through both. So go ahead and do a single crochet all the way around. Now you can skip this step if your head fits you fine, but this one looks a little wide to me, and so I'm going to go ahead and do a single crochet all the way around. You might have to do more than 1 row of single crochets. Make sure you're checking your head out by trying it on to see if you need to do an additional row of single crochet. But I can look at mine and tell that 1 row of single crochet should do the trick with bringing my head in. I'll meet you back at the beginning. All right, guys, so I have made it back. So once you have done your single crochet all the way around, all right, now, all right, guys, I'm doing a quick voiceover. I want you to count 20 stitches. And once you count 20 stitches down, that's where I want you to place your stitch marker. So that's what I want you to do right here. And this is going to where we're going to stop making our ruffles. So we're going to start at one end, and then when we get to the stitch marker, we're going to stop. So go ahead, count 20 stitches from where you ended at. As you can see, right there is where I ended. And now I want you to count 20 stitches. And once you get to 20, I want you to put your stitch marker there. You'll see what I mean when I get started. So what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Go back into that same space where you did the chain 3 and put 2 more double crochets into that same stitch. All right, so you're going to repeat that all the way around till we get to the stitch marker. Go into your next stitch and put 3 double crochets into the same stitch. That's 1 double crochet, that's 2 double crochets, and this is number 3 double crochet. Now I want you to repeat that all the way till you get to your stitch marker. Once you get to your stitch marker, stop. All right, guys, so I am back. I made it to the stitch marker. I hope I made the adjustment, letting you know that I only went and skipped 20 stitches. So the last row that we're going to do, we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work around, and we're going to alternate. We're going to do, this one is a chain 3, and to the next stitch, we're going to put 3 double crochets into that stitch. So in the same stitch, I'm doing 1, 2, and 3, going back into that same stitch. And then my next stitch, I'm just putting 1 double crochet. And then the next stitch is 3 double crochets. So I want you to repeat that all the way around, alternating 3 double crochets and then 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets, and then 1 double crochet. And I'll meet you back at the beginning. All right, guys, so I made it back to the beginning. All right, I did my alternating 1 double crochet, and you know what I just did there. So I can go ahead and fasten off because that completes our hat. And if you want to know how much yarn it took to make this project, it only took 1 skein of yarn. And I'm not even for sure if it took all of the yarn because it looks like this ball band was already used, but I'm not for sure. But this comes 185 yards. So if you have 185 yards, you can definitely make this this crochet hat, okay? And with that being said, this only yarn that I had left. I was definitely trying to use all of it. So what you're going to do at this point, we want to go ahead and our loose strands here, we're going to go ahead and hide that. And also we're going to hide this strand here. We can now remove this stitch marker out of the work. And so let's go ahead and sew in our loose strands, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so that concludes the video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another tutorial. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please make sure you drop them down below. And if you do decide to make this pattern, can you tag me on Facebook, Instagram, or even on YouTube? Until next video, guys, read your Bibles. Let's get a relationship with our Heavenly Father. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye for now.